Hello and welcome to Totally Rovers with Luke and Liam, a couple of Blackburn Rovers fans talking about Rovers. On the pod this week, we're going to talk about the EFL decision regarding Rovers against Ipswich. Then we're going to talk about a media fallout between local media and the club. And then we're going to talk about the game against Charlton Athletic. And then we're going to do a quick preview of the game against Swansea. So before we get started, you must be feeling better than how Rovers are at the moment, Liam.
Oh, much better, mate. No, keeping myself busy. It's transition period at work, so it's setting up Christmas. Kind of sad to say it, but I kind of actually like doing all that. I'm kind of getting the spirit of Christmas, even though we're only at the beginning of October. But there you go.
You got
Something
you got all
I've
the
got something to be
decorations.
cheerful about.
Yeah, I suppose so. Can't move. Nothing to be cheerful about Rovers at the moment, is it? With the week we've
Exactly,
had, I mean, it's been an
exactly.
absolutely horrid week.
What about
I
yourself?
mean,
How are you?
I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine. Much better than Rovers, but that's not saying much. But I mean, following Rovers right now is like following a soap opera at the moment. It'd be like EastEnders, and I'm not just meaning the river. I mean, there's always some form of misery inflicted on us. Anyway, let's get started onto the EFL decision that was made
Yes, indeed.
regarding Rovers against Ipswich. Earlier on over the week, the EFL came up with a decision that the game against Ipswich Town was going to be replayed in full. And obviously, we're not happy with the situation because we were one goal up, a man advantage, and it was 80 minutes into the game. So, more or less, most of the game had progressed at that time. So, what's your taking on it?
I just think it's ridiculous. Ipswich Town have been rewarded for being really bad on the day, having poor discipline, with the fact that they've got a player sent off. And they've been rewarded, as far as I'm concerned. They were losing that game. Second half, I don't think they even had a shot on goal. We were kind of cruising, looking for getting the game killed off for a second, and they had no. In my opinion, I mean, yes, you can say that anything can happen in a game of football, but in my opinion, going off how we'd played that second half and how they'd played that second half, I didn't see them doing anything to us. If anything, it was always going to be us getting another. That's how I saw it. I felt they were just clinging on in the hopes that they could get a 1-0, and then when they finally got it cut, a match abandoned, they must have been laughing their way back home, knowing that there's a chance they may get to replay it. It stung. It hurt. I mean, granted, yes, I can see their side of the story. They can say, well, 10 minutes plus injury time, anything can happen. We could get a counter attack and score. Yes, granted, they probably could have had a chance, but I just didn't see it coming. With the way we were playing against them, I just did not see it coming, and I didn't think they played well at all. And it's one of them. It's frustrating. What about yourself? How did you see it?
I thought it was a real sucker punch for us, because we played so well, didn't we? In that
We did.
throughout the game, we were quite intent with our pressing. We were direct. We played with that energy and intensity. And in defence, we were very disciplined throughout. We were quite compact and organised. I mean, we did
Yeah,
well to keep the likes of Jaden Philogene and George Hurst quiet, throughout the game. I know Balstock made a save in that game, but when we were pressing on a counter attack and Jacob Greaves got sent off after these challenging Yukahashi, thought, yeah, we could go on to that, and then Todd Campbell scored a penalty. Thought, yeah, we could be on to getting a win there. And then obviously the weather got terrible, didn't it? Of course, and then the game was abandoned, and then we were waiting in limbo for some time, which didn't really help. I think that made things a lot more tense
yeah,
for the players, particularly for Rovers. What confuses me more than anything is I get that the decision stands for a replay. I accept that. The EFL have made the rules pretty clear that if 90 minutes haven't passed, the result is null and void. But Jacob Greaves' red card still stands, which doesn't make sense to me. So if there's a replay on that and Campbell's goal's cancelled and not counted, and the result doesn't stand, then Jacob Greaves' red card shouldn't stand. And as you know, I'm not an Ipswich fan, but surely that should make it fair on that part as well.
No,
What do you
totally
think on
agree.
that bit?
No, totally agree. I think at the end of the day, if the game's null and void, the red card should be null and void. Or if they are going to make the red card a thing, surely they should make it a thing for when we have the replay. He's suspended
Yeah.
for that game. If they are going to make that
Absolutely.
the case, because it was us that he did it against, so therefore it should be us that he should be playing against. If they are going to do that, I mean, Ipswich fans will be happy that they've got the replay anyway. But if they could be quite aggrieved with the fact that he's got a match ban against the next couple of teams, whoever he's playing. It's one of them. I personally think that the game's null and void. The red card should be null and void. Or if
Yeah,
it's not going to be,
absolutely.
like I say, against us. But there you go. That's just my opinion on it.
Yeah, we have to accept it at the end of the day, suck it up, take it on the chin, and then prepare for the next game.
It's
So
not
that's
consistent decisioning, is it?
No, it does create a bit of confusion though on that
Yeah.
part. But like I said, what I've learned before, if the EFL's made it quite clear, if 90 minutes isn't played, it should be null and void.
Therefore, null and
Then
void all
whatever's
decisions.
happening, yeah, exactly. Everything should be wiped out, basically. The slate wiped clean, basically.
Yeah.
So that's the EFL decision made, but about the game against Ipswich, which is going to be replayed at some point in the season. There's been no dates confirmed when that fixture is going to be.
No.
So, on to the next topic. We're going to be talking about the Lancashire Telegraph. So, why are we talking
Yeah.
about Lancashire Telegraph? Well, this over the weekend, the reports came out that the Lancashire Telegraph are going to be banned by Blackburn Rovers. Well, they are banned by Blackburn Rovers, actually. The club released a statement regarding the Lancashire Telegraph being banned, and the LT had their side of the story as well. So, what basically happened was that the club weren't happy with Elliot Jackson doing reporting and the coverage for the club. And so the club want Jackson removed from Lancashire Telegraph and want someone else brought in to do the reporting. But the Lancashire Telegraph are backing Elliot Jackson, you know, which I totally agree with the publisher about that. Because whenever I've read Jackson's articles about Rovers, there's nothing inflammatory, there's nothing slanderous, there's nothing overly derogatory or biased about the club. He's been impartial and objective with the articles he's wrote. And when you've listened to him on the podcast as well and seen him do the short videos of the reports of Rovers, he's been really good. He's been very professional and how he conducts himself about it. He's been fair and very measured about it. So the Lancashire Telegraph have been quite talked about why the club isn't happy about it. But the club side of it, they've been a bit more coy about it. They've just said they're not happy with Jackson's conduct and how he does the report. But I don't know. It just stinks of a narrative that the club wants to spin, and they don't like the fact that the Lancashire Telegraph has, told
The
the
thing,
bad news and valid criticisms of the club, and they've been
yeah.
constructive about it.
This
What's
is
your
the
take on
thing.
it?
This is the thing. The newspaper gives a very unbiased, very fair account. If anything, it's probably usually more in the favour of the local teams because it's the local teams. They want to big them up and they want to. So when there is some negative story and there is negative news, yes, they try and cover it, but they don't go out and doing it in a slanderous way. They try and be as professional as they can, but they have to they have to produce the negative stories as well as the positive stories. At the end of the day, the fans deserve to know both sides. The readers deserve to know
Yeah,
both sides. Therefore, it's one of them. As a club, you know full well the media are going to tell both sides of the story, both parts. When there's negative things happen, they're going to tell it. When there's positive things happen, they're going to tell it. You take the rough with the smooth. But the Rovers owners or the people running the club at Rovers don't like the negative stories because they don't like to look bad. Therefore, this is what this is all about. They want the control of what the narrative is put out in the paper, and it's in my opinion, it stinks of
stinks of
kids.
arrogance, doesn't it?
Yeah, stinks of arrogance. Kids throwing the toys out the pram, that sort of stuff. It's just pathetic.
where negative publicity is concerned about the club, I think the Lancashire Telegraph have been pretty kind to Rovers about it.
Same here.
If you look at like the bigger media corporations,
Yep.
take Talksport for example. Simon Jordan would not hold back. He will
He'd
not
lay
hold back
into
about
Rovers
calling them out.
big
He'd proper
time.
lay into it. He'd
And he'd
proper
lay
go
into
to
the
town
benches
about
and the
it.
way the club's being run. He'd absolutely tear Blackburn a new one. And yet,
Yeah.
you get Elliot Jackson, who reports a negative part of what's going on. And he's not done it in a bad, nasty way. He's not done it in a bad way. He's tried to be as professional as he can. And yet, because Rovers don't like the negative thing in the local paper where the fans will read it, oh, well, that's that. We don't want them there. Get rid of him, or don't come to our club, is basically what they've said.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, when I look at the article, actually, with what the club said,
Yeah.
they actually said something quite. I found it quite ironic, actually, because they did actually say something about the criticism regarding the Telegraph, and I've thought about it. I thought this is this is this is about trying to silence the critics in a way,
Yeah.
and I just felt it really left a bad taste in my mouth.
And
If
some of
we're going to
the
be brutally honest
criticism
about it.
deserved. Some of the criticism is deserved. The way they've run the club in recent years, with the players running down their contracts to 1 year left and being able to go on frees and stuff like that, they've had to have a clear out this year because otherwise they're going to lose another half a dozen players on a bloody free in the summer next year. They had to do it. And I think this transfer
100%.
strategy this season was a better transfer strategy than previous seasons. But then previous seasons need to be spoken about. But they
Yeah,
left it so
absolutely.
late replacing Hyam. That's a criticism.
Yeah, and the way that Lewis Travis's exit's gone,
Yeah,
that's a
Lewis
valid
Travis
criticism in
exit.
itself.
Another bad criticism against Rovers.
I
But
don't get it.
Rovers don't like to have anything. The owners at Rovers and the people running the club at Rovers don't like any negative press about it because they don't want to be
No,
seen as running the club badly. But it's genuinely
no,
the case. It's been a joke the way we've been run recent years.
no, it is a joke. I found this bit on the Rovers article statement, the statement they updated. They said the decision to bar the Lancashire Telegraph was not about criticism of the club. They said that we fully recognise and respect the right of the media to hold us to account on constructive scrutiny is part of the relationship between any football club and the press. But that's what they've said. But what they've done completely contradicts on what they've said
Yeah,
there. It's a joke. And I can understand why there's a lot of backlash amongst the fan base
yeah,
regarding banning Lancashire Telegraph and they claimed that what Elliot Jackson said was something personal. Now, if I've missed something here, Lou let me know in the comment section. But I don't think Elliot Jackson has in any shape or form took it to a personal level on any constructive criticism he does give about the club,
it's
whether
deserved.
it's the performances on the pitch, the decisions made off the pitch, anything in between. I don't see it personally. And like I said before, I listened to his podcast, Our Tale of Ball, which I do recommend to any Rovers fans listening,
Mm,
which him and Ryan Hildred do, is a really good podcast. If you like your Rovers fix or want a bit of a Rovers fix after listening to us or some other Rovers podcasts, I'll recommend it to you.
yeah, very good.
It's a joke.
The other thing
Absolute
as
joke.
well, I don't know if I saw this. I was reading an article about this the other day. The Rovers Trust. It was in one of the Rovers fan groups. The Rovers fans, like a load of the different Rovers groups and Rovers trusts and all that lot, are all looking to band together now and make mass protests against the way the club's being run because of these sort of things that are happening. We're becoming a joke club again. I mean, we've been a joke club for a while, but you know what I mean. It kind of quieted down a bit. It looked like things were starting to even out a little bit. I mean, we're never happy
Yeah.
with having the Venkies in charge. Let's be honest, because um, we've not been run very well since they've been there. So there is a lot of angst and negativity felt towards them from the fans anyway. Granted, they stuck
Yeah.
with us. We appreciate that through the tough times.
Mm.
But there is a lot of negativity because it feels like they don't really care at times. But the way people who are running the club, the people in charge that are running the club over in this side of the country, because obviously Venky's is stuck in India, the way they're running the club at this side of things as well is an absolute joke. And the Rovers fan
Mm.
groups and all that have had enough, and they're banding together and they're starting the protests again.
Yeah.
And I don't blame them.
No, I don't blame them at all. I don't blame the fan base at all. I'm on the same wavelength as pretty much every Rovers fan. You are. Various fan groups did do a coalition statement, didn't they?
Yeah,
In the regarding this.
it was coalition, weren't
The
it?
supporters groups, the supporters group club. We are the Rovers, Proud Rovers, BRIDSC, Ewood Park Working Men's Club, the Rovers, BRFCS, BRFC Action Group. They said it's belief that criticism should be welcomed by any institution looking to improve itself. The action taken by the club gives the impression to any reasonable observer that the club is being run by a thin-skinned, underqualified, and out-of-touch operation. Further impressed by questionable interactions on social networking sites between employees of the club and fans, for the avoidance of doubt, banning the Lancashire Telegraph from Ewood Park is an embarrassing action to take. Of ours to take. So yeah, it is embarrassing. It is. I
It
mean,
is.
we could write a long list, couldn't we, of
Oh, yeah.
embarrassing things this club has caused. A major source of embarrassment for us. We can go all day on that, but let's not go off in tangent. Let's stick to the topic on this. But it's just disgusting, really, isn't it? How they've gone and
It's
done
mind
this.
blowing.
It's like the club have created such a division. I mean, the communication isn't great already. It looked
Yeah,
like for some part that like they were trying to make effort with communicating with the fans and
it did.
building bridges, but then bridges are burnt again now.
Yeah,
They've been
this
burnt.
this past this past year, it's been done with the removal of the women's squad. That was the start of it, and then you've got things like banning the Telegraph. Again, some of the situations like we're letting key players go, not bringing players in time to get replacements, like your Hyam situation.
Yeah. And then
And
you've got Steve Waggett going with a
yeah,
very short statement, which must have been about 2 sentences long. He's not been replaced. So,
no,
in effect, there's no one there with a proper title to do the job and run the club on a day-to-day basis. So basically, from where I'm sitting right now, it looks like it's Rudy Gstead and Sahil Pasha running the show right now, running the circus that Blackburn Rovers is right now.
and it is a circus at the moment.
Yeah, it's an absolute joke.
And
I have no words on how
I don't.
diabolical this is.
But that takes us on to our next segment of the show, because all this negativity with the Ipswich game being not going in our favour, and then you've got the whole Telegraph banning and all that lot, so all the negativity with the fans and all that a lot towards the club. It can only have had a negative effect on the players. And we saw that this weekend, as we'll go on to our next segment, which was the Charlton game. So I'll let you talk us through how that game went, but it didn't go well. Let's put it at that.
No, I just think that topped off on what a terrible week it's been for Rovers.
Yeah, it has.
I was hoping, I had a little bit of hope that with the setback of the EFL decision to replay Ipswich, I thought this could spur the team on, put a bit of fire in their belly. But how wrong I was, I couldn't have been any more wrong if I tried. And the tradition of losing against newly promoted sides away from home continues. I don't know how we
Yep.
still keep doing that, but
It's something we're good at.
this is something we are really good at. I mean, if we're going to be a betting man against a newly promoted side away from home, so we've got Birmingham at St Andrews and
Yep.
Wrexham at the Racecourse Ground. I mean, I think I should hedge my bets on Rovers losing because that
Yeah.
tradition is still going.
How many games is that now?
It's 13
I
so
was going to
far.
say it was either 12 or
13.
13. I was going to guess at 12, but
It was
13.
13 after Charlton.
Fair enough.
So and after setback, but also from the performance and the display we had against Ipswich, I thought there was some real encouragement there. I thought we could take
Yeah.
this on to continue that momentum that we've been picking up on the pitch with how we've been performing against Charlton, but we just weren't there. We just
No.
really wasn't there. It just looked in defence, we looked a bit exposed. We didn't seem switched on. We weren't really disciplined in the back line. and that was exposed with the set piece that Charlton did to get the first goal. With
Very
brilliant
good
cross,
balling.
to a very good ball in actually to from Gillespie to get that goal. And when it came to half time, it was 1-0. And I thought I was quietly hoping, like, come on,
That
Val,
might spur him
let's
on now.
let's
Come on, better
yeah, let's
half.
do a half time team talk. We're only one goal down. We've got another 45 minutes to go and try and get back into it.
Yeah.
Try and go for a draw at the very least, that
A
we're away
quick
from
one
home. And
about that first goal, though. Were you not disappointed to see that nobody was marking him at the back post? That's
yeah, that
something
was the most
that's
frustrating
something that
part of it.
we should be doing a lot better at, is marking our players. And he was free all the time in the world to put that ball in the net. I mean, cracking ball in, but still.
Yeah, it just looked like there was no organisation on that back line when it comes to doing the marking and the set
Yeah.
piece. That was the most frustrating part about it. It was a soft goal to concede as well,
Mm.
from what I saw as well.
Sorry, I'll
But
let you
what
get
do you
that to
think of it?
half time.
So,
But
yeah,
I did,
but what
just
did you
thought it
think
was
of
a
it?
bad goal. I just think it was a bad goal to concede defensively. I thought we left him very open at the back post. The ball across was perfect ball across. It was a really lovely ball across. But he had all the time in the world and a free header to put that wherever he wanted in the. He could put that anywhere in the goal. At the end of the day, there was no pressure on him. Nothing. It was such a poor goal to concede.
It
Anyway,
was just schoolboy. It was just schoolboy defending, wasn't it, in a nutshell,
all day long.
with that set piece.
Anyway, carry on.
But
Sorry,
yeah,
I interrupted you about the half
no,
time.
no, it's all right. I should have asked you your opinion on it, to be fair. But yeah, with the half, I thought there could be a half-time team talk from Big Val. You know, we need a response here. We need to fight back. No response whatsoever in that second half.
Nope.
If anything, we were worse. We were very passive off the ball, in possession. We were very sloppy. Chances were few and far between. There was just no energy, no intent. There was just no desire. It just smacks of. Hopefully, this is just an isolated, getting this game in isolation is the reason that we've probably felt sorry for ourselves with this step back and the frustration of the game being decided to be replayed earlier on in the week. But that's no excuse for how poor we were. We were very, very poor. And into the final third, when chances were few and far between, we were just toothless in that final third. Just absolutely woeful. And the most frustrating part is we dominated possession, but Charlton dominated the game. They grew into the game more as it went on.
Yeah,
And Sonny Carey's long range shot, which with a powerful shot that went into the net, that was a great goal.
I have to applaud that.
Balshdorf,
I have to
yeah, it was a
applaud that.
brilliant goal. It did remind me of Sondre Tronstad's goal last season against Millwall. It
Yeah,
reminded me of a goal like
it,
that,
it was it
actually.
was a cracking finish.
It was a cracking goal. I mean, fair play to Sonny Carey with that goal.
It'll
And
be it'll be one of the goal of the month contenders, I think, for sure.
yeah, and we just gave up after that second goal. It
Yep.
just looked like they've killed this. They've killed the game off. Just, I just think we felt sorry for ourselves throughout the game. We're just short of confidence, bereft of ideas, and there was an element of fear from us as well. I
Yeah.
think we showed Charlton. We did show them respect because the Valley is a fortress, and they've done well actually with their start to the season. But I think we showed them too much respect. And to
Yeah.
be fair to Charlton, they were well organised, well drilled. They had a very good game plan from Nathan Jones, and it was well executed.
He's
You
doing a
know,
cracking job there, to be fair to him.
they well and truly beaten us. And Charlton, to their credit, they've been under the radar at the newly promoted sides because obviously a lot of eyes have been on Birmingham and Wrexham with their owners, with a streaming series on, was it Paramount Plus and Disney Plus, whichever
Yeah.
they both do, and obviously their owners as well. They've had a bit of a limelight, haven't they, of the newly promoted sides.
Yeah.
So I think Charlton deserve a bit more recognition than what they're getting, to be honest, with how they've done and started so strongly into the Championship. Out of the newly promoted sides, I think Charlton have a very strong chance of staying up, to be honest. I think all three of them do, to be fair.
I think all three
But
will. I
yeah,
think
and
Wrexham are the
then
ones in most danger, I think, but I think all three will stay up.
no, they will. I don't think I have any concern of Wrexham going down, to be honest.
No.
But and obviously when they were 3-0 with that late soft goal by who scored the late goal? It was Bray who scored that late
Yeah,
goal. Very soft goal to concede, and that just killed it off. And I think that just summed up the game so far. It was a very tough afternoon for Rovers. Very poor, a very poor game. And I was going forward to say that that was the worst game Rovers have played this season.
that was the worst we've
What's
played
your
this
take on
season,
it?
and it's probably one of the worst games I've witnessed of Rovers playing in a while. Defensively, we looked
Mm.
unorganised. We looked a little bit lost. Midfield, there didn't seem to be any real spark of anything coming from midfield, and up front just seemed lethargic. It
Up
was
front, we
almost,
were toothless as well.
yeah, well, very toothless too. Yeah, it just smacked of they were feeling sorry for themselves. They've gone into the game feeling negative, and their heads were down before they even got going. And
Mm.
and Charlton smelt blood, and they came at us. And I mean, it was
Oh,
cagey affair first off, yes. But as the game grew on, there was only looking like there was going to be one winner in that game. We just didn't look like we were at the races at all.
no, we weren't there at all. We didn't deserve anything from that game
Nothing at all.
at
I
all.
agree.
Charlton definitely deserved the win without a
All day
shadow of
long.
doubt
All day long.
all day long. They
There's
absolutely
me
deserved it.
earlier saying that Ipswich deserved to lose and we should have been getting the 3 points. Can't even put an argument forward for Rovers getting anything out of this game. They were toothless. They were just so poor.
No, they were very, very poor. There's no excuses for it. I know we had
No,
a sucker punch with the decision from the EFL made, but this is no excuse for putting on a display like that against
no worries.
Charlton, who were very, very poor. I couldn't find a positive in that game at all. And I know you're more optimistic than I am. You always call me the pessimist of the two here.
Yeah, I am the
Could
optimist of
you
the
find a
two.
positive in that game?
No,
Could you?
no. If anything, I'm now the one feeling quite negative for this upcoming week, which is we're about to move on to in the next segment. But yeah, I'm I'm a
Yeah.
little, I'm a little bit more optimistic than than I should be. I think we can get something
Mm,
against Swansea. I think they're the sort of team that we can get something against. But if we're going to play like we did against Charlton, I just don't see it.
no.
We need to
We
step
we
up and
need
play like we did against Ipswich.
we need a rocket. We need them players need rockets up their arses basically
Basically,
after
yeah,
the display that they had against Charlton. But yeah, we need a response, don't we?
yeah.
Against Swansea, which is the next game, which is on Tuesday.
Tuesday night, yeah,
Um, Tuesday night. Tuesday night. That's the first midweek game in it of the season
yeah.
in the Championship, of course. Swansea have had a relatively good start so far this season, haven't they?
They've
They've
started reasonably well.
yeah, the mid-table, well, the
Yeah,
13th time of recording. They've won 2, drawn 3, lost 1. So, and they've got 9 points. The last game was against Millwall, weren't it, where they drew 1 apiece.
yeah,
From what I've seen of Swansea, results-wise, they've been low-scoring games, haven't they? They've
yeah.
either been won by 1 goal, or they've lost by 1 goal, or been very level. So I don't know what to expect from Rovers against
Which,
Swansea. It's
which
really
tells
hard to
me that
tell what
they'll
to
be
expect
quite
from Rovers.
organised at the back, which means we need to be a lot better than we were in the final third against
Yeah, we
Swansea
need
than we
to be a
were
bit
against
more.
Charlton.
Yeah, we need to have a bit more tempo in
Mm.
possession as well, because that's something we definitely did not have against
Yeah,
Charlton.
it's something we
There's
lack.
little to no tempo in possession. Ryan Elbiosu came off with an injury, didn't he?
Yeah, bit
Um,
of a shame that one.
against Charlton.
He's been one of our
Um,
better players.
yeah, there's yet to be an update whether or not he's going to be playing tomorrow, but or even Saturday against Stoke. But
We need his
be a
pace,
tough
but
one.
obviously we don't want to rush him back if he's injured.
But who can we play there at right back while Elbiosu's injured? If he's not playing
I mean, you've got
against
Miller,
Swansea.
but they've been playing him as the right centre back, haven't they? Because we've got Carter missing. So, I mean, you've got Christy Montgomery.
Yeah, I'd have Montgomery over Taylor Gardner-Hickman because Taylor
Yeah,
Gardner-Hickman looks
he's not.
all over the
He's not a
place.
right back.
He's not a natural right back. Don't get me wrong, he worked hard, but he was just running around
Yeah,
like a hellish chicken. Didn't seem to know what he was doing in right back. Maybe
yeah.
I'm
I
being a
think
bit harsh
Montgomery is the
saying
better
that, but
shout for right back position. Personally, if you're not going to play Miller there, because he's going to want to play Miller as right centre back, because of the simple fact of the matter is he doesn't want to play two left-footed centre backs in Wharton and mine's gone
McLaughlin.
blank. McLaughlin, sorry.
Sure. Yeah, I totally get that bit. But this, I said this before, didn't I? About
Mm,
Dom Home going. What happens if Hayden Carter gets injured, or even Scott Wharton gets injured?
we're in trouble.
And Carter has been picking knock after knock after knock. That's a
Yep,
concern.
yep,
And selling Dom Home and not replacing him, that is a surefire a bite on the backside
it is.
with not replacing him.
And this is one of the
They
things that they
need
deserve
to,
to be criticised for.
yeah. And Rudy Gestead had this bullish statement saying, "Oh, we've got Lewis Miller can play there." Yeah, but if Alabiosu's injured, like
Yeah,
he is now, and you've got Hayden Carter's injured, there's virtually no cover. Our
yeah.
squad
It's
is
on bare
stripped
bones now.
already. It is on its bread bone. It is. It is on its bare bones, like you said.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
it's
Um,
not good.
no, not at all. As well as Montgomery as a right back. I mean, this is a brave one. This is a wild card, I think. Lorenzi Malarkey Matthews, he's naturally a right back. He's a young, hungry right back. I
It's not
think
a bad
he would
shot,
be
you know.
worth a shout putting in there. I mean, morale's really low. We've got nothing to prove. He's an unknown quantity.
He'll
You
be
know,
hungry and wants to prove himself.
yeah, exactly. And I think it could create that healthy competition once
Then
Alabiosu
again,
is
Montgomery might be
getting
the
back
same
into
because
fitness.
Montgomery's not getting the minutes that he deserves.
Yeah, that's true. I think that could be an option for us, going into the next game. And I don't think Yuki should play up front on his own either.
No,
I think
I
he
agree.
needs support up front.
He
Don't
got
get me
bullied a
wrong,
lot last game, didn't he?
he has his attributes, but when he's left isolated up front on his own, that's where Ohashi tends to struggle up front, really. He needs support up front. I mean, it'd have to be a different formation, really.
Yeah,
If we did it like a 3-5-2 with a
yeah.
back three, either with Miller, Wharton, and McLaughlin,
That'll be all
and
right.
then maybe have Montgomery or Malarkey Matthews as the right back if Alabiosi is absent, and
Yeah,
then have Ryan Hedges on the left hand side
your
to
two
be
central
that left back.
midfielders.
Yeah, exactly. Which I think then you got Tronstad, who could be the holding midfielder. You got Garner Hickman and Cantwell, and then you could have Good Johnson and Ohashi. That would
Yeah,
be something worth trying out. I
I'd
don't know
be
if
happy
you
to
would
try
try
that.
that lineup like that.
I'd be happy to try something like that.
I mean,
Might
it's
give us a
something
bit
worth
more in that
trying.
final third, having the two strikers to annoy the defence.
Yeah, because you've got the strength and the pace of Good Johnson, and hopefully the
Yeah,
killer edge on the final third. You've got Ohashi, who's pretty good finisher when he can,
yeah.
when he gets a proper clear cut chance. But the only problem is like, where does Murray fit into this as well? That means having to leave out Murray or Morishita. I think I pronounced that right. So it is a bit of a selection dilemma there, though.
It is a bit of a selection
But
dilemma.
Murray can play as a wing back as well. So I
You can.
suppose that could be an option on the right side. I suppose because
Yeah,
he's got a good work rate, running back and forth and whatnot. Instead of Montgomery or Lorenzi
yeah,
Marky Matthews, I think that could be the potential option there, which is what Edges could do on the left hand side, but be done on the right side.
yeah.
But any Rovers fans listening on what team or formation you probably select on next game against Swansea, let us know in the comment section down below. What would you pick as your starting 11? I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. Who
Absolutely.
would you pick on your starting 11? And what
For me,
formation would you have? Yeah.
I mean, I like the 3-5-2 idea. I would be debating though. Um, Hedges is good, but has he got the pace? Whereas I think Ribeiro, if he's fit, might be a better shot with the pace.
Yeah. Ribero's more defensively minded.
He is.
I would possibly play Picker in there, potentially.
Pickering's a shout. I like the
he's not
Morris on the other side because he's got the pace and he can he'll track back and he'll push forward. So yeah, no, I like that shout. That's not a bad shout, and I like the idea of having the two up top because it gives more for the defence to worry about. And if we can give other teams a bit more to worry about up the top end of the pitch, we might be able to get some more chances into more goals.
Yeah, that's true. I'm
But
not
yeah,
sure what Murray be like defensively though. That's the only question mark I've got actually. But I don't
yeah.
know. They'd have to see what
We
it'd be
don't know
like.
until we
We'd
try it,
like
do we?
to find
There's
out.
no one trying it once in a
No,
blue moon. It's still a
exactly.
very raw, very new team, and we're still trying to find our way. So I'm not going to get too upset about the Charlton game. I just felt we were a bit toothless and a bit lackluster and didn't really come with any energy. But they could try and prove us wrong now against Swansea and come out with a fully energetic display and get something for us. Who knows? I
Who
think we pretty
knows?
much
We
covered
shall.
everything there.
Yeah, it looks like we have.
If
What are your
anybody's
thoughts
got
on?
any opinions on their thoughts on the Ipswich game being made to replay again, or if you've got any opinions about the Telegraph banning, let us know what you thought about the Charlton game as well. And then, as you were saying
Yeah,
before, what
and
formation would they
obviously
play?
we talked about like the bit of a preview. How do you think we could do against Swansea, and what team would you pick against Swansea? Who would be in your starting 11? Let us know in the
Absolutely.
comment section. So that's everything covered where Blackburn Rovers is concerned. I'm sure there'll be more news that might surface given the circus that is within from our owners and the board at the moment. Should never cease to amaze me, really.
They should have that over the tannoy as they come out. Circus music.
Or play some duffs at the end like EastEnders, because I did describe it as like a soap opera.
Well, yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Sorry, getting silly now. Anyway, thank you for listening, everybody. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Enjoy your week. Let's hope we get a result against Swansea.
Yep. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you next week. Take care, everyone.
Cheerio.